And we're back. Yes. Thank you guys for joining us again to our thoughts on video on the channeling we recorded together about the month of 12, the month of December and the number 12. So yes,
Yes,
Jeremy. Yes.
and before we start, I want to thank all of you for watching the channeling, and I want to thank you, Jeremy, because once again you accepted to jump into this channeling without knowing that we would channel all together. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for yes accepting this invitation. And so, how do you feel after channeling Yeshua? Because you said that it was the first time that. No. You said that you would channel Yeshua. So yes, how do you feel?
Yes, and thank you for the invite. I love the impromptu ideas. I just kind of go like when we were talking off camera. I definitely like to do things on the fly and just allow it to see what happens and bring in the unknowns. And yeah, Yeshua, that was my first time channeling him verbally. I have done writing before, and so yeah, I it's interesting because like I can discern the different masters. They kind of just tell me now, and then I kind of feel the difference. It actually, Yeshua, his light is very uh, yellow. So for me, he always resonates in the solar plexus area towards the heart because I think for that for me that means he embodied that light on Earth and bringing the light into the body is really important, and so it brought like a calmness to me. And as we were talking about the December energies and such, he has so much information, and I was like, oh, like we could have gone on this topic for a really long time, is what I noticed. And so the beauty of the knowledge that comes in from Yeshua and other ascended masters has just been amazing. Yeah. How about you? How did it go for you guys?
Yes, Caroline.
So to me, and thank you for your insight. But first, Jeremy, I want to congratulate you because it was really impressive and very smooth. So yes, congratulations for channeling Yeshua the way you did because um, yeah, fun. Yes. Anyway, congratulations. And as for me, I could feel that it would be a lot of energies because before we channeled, I entered into a meditative state for a few minutes, and I could feel the tension coming back in the heart area. And so that's where I felt that, okay, it's going to be a lot of energies. And while channeling, I was also in a meditative state. So I was both in a channeling state and both in a meditative state. And I could, in parallel of you channeling or Leo channeling, having Ashtar wanting to say some things here and there, but also giving me some informations. And so it's like if I received a double or trio informations from Ashtar during the channeling for myself or for something completely different. And also of him wanting to speak about that and that and that. And the same as you, Jeremy, this is a theme where actually they could have spoken or they could speak for hours and hours and days and days and days. And I think that just the number 12 embodies uh, so much things because Ashtar didn't know where to begin with the number 12 as there is so much to say about it. And I could feel the excitement of and the honor of Ashtar for Yeshua and me as Carolina. I was impressed. I was a little bit yes impressed because I don't know. This is still Yeshua, you know, and so I was like, wow, Yeshua will come, and yes, I felt yes impressed in some ways. So, how about you, Leo?
Yes, I thought I was really excited when Jeremy said that you were gonna bring through Yeshua. I also resonate very, very much with Yeshua and his energies. And so I was very happy about that. And Ra, of course, was very, very delighted as well. And um, I love the whole the smoothness of it. I feel like it's getting more and more smooth, more and more refined. It really does it feels like our guides are all their energies are harmonizing more, and it's like when they come through, we're because they're harmonized or we've harmonized them. When they come through, it's very I feel more smoother, and so it was great. It was a wonderful experience. I loved. Yes, there's so much around the symbol of 12 and what that can mean, and I could feel like when Yeshua started off the sort of conversation about that, I can sense that there's so much that Yeshua could speak about, and but there were so it was like the things that he was kind of um referencing a bit. Like he didn't go deep. He was kind of like referencing a bunch of things. I can sense that there was this common theme that Ra later mentioned. He was like, "Oh, it's a." He was like, "Thank you, Yeshua, for speaking about this idea of caring and sharing and community." And I was like, "Oh yes, that was kind of like the underlying theme or thread of how Yeshua was describing it." And then I also chuckled a little bit when Yeshua was like, "Oh yes, this dear one is like talk about log and log 10 and all this." I was like, Jeremy's like curious. Jeremy's curious. But I loved that. I loved all of that, and yeah, it was just a great. It was just a lighthearted. I love the gifts when they were speaking about the. I love Ashtar's question about what would be a great gift underneath the Christmas tree. And I loved everyone's responses. It was so great. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Go
please
ahead.
go ahead.
um, well, Caroline, what you said, I'll just go back to like that kind of like centeredness where like you're watching like in between the trance and channeling state. Yeah, like that's kind of like where I kind of go to. Like I feel that I'm like in a circle of the ascended masters, or even like I could feel Raw when Raw would speak. I would feel a different energy, and like it's just sitting with Yeshua. Um, I I don't know the feelings I get from sitting with him. Sometimes it's doubt. I did feel a bit of doubt. I'm like, is this really Yeshua? Is this really? And then he just laughed. He in my head I'd hear laughing, and the joy and the feeling as it was coming out. Though I knew that the expression of love, the expression of the movement of the flow of the energy was just so, just really like, yeah, this is a person that, or this is a master who has embodied something more than I currently am at this time. And at the same time, when he said, I was really excited when he said, "Look, I brought these energies in, but you guys, you people, everyone here on Earth is able to do way more than anything I've ever been able to do." And he wanted to speak more on that, of what us on Earth are able to do. And 12, yeah, 12 goes on so many, like 12 days of Christmas, 12 is the month, 12 disciples. There was the base 12 math. Yeah, I did ask. I'm like, talk about that because I know it's important in life where we're focusing on, not where I'm not saying we're focusing on the wrong type of physics, but I noticed that the Ascended Masters really do teach metaphysics and physicalness, the life and physical. They really want us to understand that broadness of it and what it actually truly means, what the illusion of living in a base 10 mathematical world and into a movement of what 12 actually means. And so I've been seeing 12 for many, 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 many years. The number 1 and 2, I don't, now that I've said it to you guys, you're going to start seeing it. Sorry. Because that's what happened to me. Someone mentioned it to me, and then all of a sudden, like, oh my god, look at all, what the heck? And every time I looked at the clock, an address, I was like, oh, 12. If you look in movies, you'll notice that a lot of doors that are in hotels are 12s, 21s. Like, you're gonna see it. Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
And Yes, it's like yes, I could feel that everything was very smooth between them two, whether it was with Ra or with Yeshua. So I think that their consciousnesses are very I don't know, integrated, or I don't know which term to use, but very on the same wavelength. And I could feel I could feel Ashtar wanting to ask questions to Yeshua when Yeshua said that the story of the water and the wine wasn't completely accurate. I could feel Ashtar. Yes, we want to ask him what he feels, what he wants to speak. It's like if probably Yeshua wanted to speak about other things. It's like if Ashtar wanted to ask Yeshua to speak on those themes, and we were most focused about Christmas, and so probably we kind of oriented at an unconscious level the theme or the topic of the recording, because I could feel that yes, it's like if Ashtar really wanted to ask also some questions to Yeshua about what he wanted to say or to share that he hadn't had the possibility to do yet. So I think that we will record many videos with you, Jeremy, and with Yeshua, because it's like if yes, there is much to uncover, and Ashtar wanted to give the opportunity to Yeshua to speak about his own truth. So yes, I think that it will be for many other recordings.
Yes.
That sounds amazing.
Mm.
What I felt when he mentioned the story was the emphasis on the story. Um, yeah, he. I know that he understands how humanity works because he'd tell me this. He's like, as I kind of feel like I walk with him sometimes. A lot of people feel like they can walk with Yeshua. Whenever I say the word Jesus is in my mind, he's like, that's not my name. So there's always like funny things that he kind of switches sometimes in regards to what the truth actually is. And so, yes, he's spoken to me before in writing, not spoken, but in writing, I've talked about the Bible being created, 300 years later, and why that was important for the change. So the teachings that he gave 2000 years ago aren't really true. They kind of like have about a mixture of 20% distortion on them currently. And I think he really wishes to talk about that because we're at a time now where we can actually maybe be more receptive to that kind of knowing the truth. And it's not to say that the truth within the Bible is incorrect. It's just that they were necessary for that time of being and that age of time. And we're just now into something that's more new. And I feel like that's why Yeshua, yeah, and that's why Ashtar too wants, I think, that information to come out to be like, hey, it's time. It's really time to bring in these ideas that are held in old energy and bring it to something new and something more joyous and fun and freeing. So, and yeah, with Ra and with Ashtar asking questions of Yeshua, especially the one about the birthday or the Christmas present, and even Ashtar saying, "Well, it's not even your birthday," and he found that funny as well. It's like, yeah, it is definitely there's more that I don't know, and that I think would be fun to talk about with Yeshua for sure, because we all have a history of what we believe him to be. Uh, and yet now he can be here not only through me channeling, but many other people channeling the Yeshua's truths. So I think that's great.
I love that, and I think that is such a great idea to speak about these truths more from the modern uh, language, the modern way of saying things, and I think it's the same. I think with the law of one as well, the law of one material. There's a the language that's been used is not the most widely received. And so I think there is a sort of need to simplify or to help translate a bit so that it's more uh, understandable. And so I think yes, what Ashtar and Yeshua and what you guys are saying is really, really important.
Yeah, well, I have been told by Yeshua and other ascended masters that each teaching that comes in during the times is channeled messages. It is the person that is writing them with the connection to those energies at the time that they're coming through, and it's not only their consciousness of the writer, it's also the consciousness of them at the same time. And so, yeah, the energies that we're in now is that there is no separation between us and them and the energies. It's now we can like learn to let it flow through us in a complete way without in a form of completion is the word I'm being given right now. So uh we in that completion we will find ourselves is what he is saying right now. So yeah, and I'm excited because I can feel like the excitement of what the masters want or well, yeah, the amount of stuff that the information that's going to come out in the next few years to allow people to embody their own true self. This information is going to do that for them, and I'm here to serve. That's how I kind of look at it. I know I love it, and I want to be there for people, and you know, I know I'm going to have criticism over, oh, that's not Yeshua, it's blasphemy and all that. I'm like, you know what, for that, the perspective of that person that has said that to me, because I've actually heard that before, you're right. I mean, if that's what you believe, you wish to hold on to a negative, or not negative, but the older kind of teachings, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And right now, I choose to be in the new, and I know that Leo and Caroline both choose that new energy as well. And we are here for free information and for the love of all that is to be present. So that's what I'm here for, and I love that. So I'm here in service as much as I can, and thanks for this
And
invite.
we
Prop to
and
video.
we so much appreciate you accepting this invite and also Yeshua to show up. And yes, I think that there is much excitement for the years to come, beginning with the 2025 year, because I could feel that, yes, indeed, as Leo, as Ra said, it was a woo woo woo, this kind of sound of new of energies being pumped up. And I could feel also the energies of Ashtar saying, "Yeah, it's gonna be huge. So be prepared. There will be a lot of energy." So I think there will be a lot of energies, but also informations and things will shift and change. And so we have to be quite clear about what we wish to do in our lives and where we want to go, where we want to live, and etc. To be fully ready, because I think that yes. It's like if things will be unleashed. And I think that during the few next years, there will be more and more and more energies, as Ras said, and as Yeshua said, they use the term crescendo. So yes, we are probably at the very beginning of the crescendo, and so more and more it will come in an exponential way. So we also have to be ourselves quite ready for the new energies to come, or the sort of to this amount of energies to deal with. Yeah.
Yeah, the crescendo thing is interesting because during when Ra was talking, Yeshua was saying it's not just a crescendo of light. You're going to see the crescendo of darkness. It's kind of like a tube going in the
Mm.
expansion of both, so that both are seen for what they truly are, which is one, which is the law of one. The dualities come together, and so that's why the energies of December, they're important to understand. It's time to rest, but it's also time to grow, and the negative things that we can focus on Earth, whether that is believing that I'm going to use the Trump administration of it because I'm in North America, or things that are happening on a bad scale. They're just there, ready to move in crescendo away from. They have to have the experience of it, and he was saying to me, they have to experience the crescendo on both sides of the duality in order for you all to be free. So it's okay whether we focus on the one side of the crescendo being light and dark, but we've had many lives, so it's all well. It's all well. It's all love, and it's all going to be okay. Like, so raw, and yeah, I just appreciate this ability, this community, like we are building. I feel like too. So to come together with you both. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank
And
you guys.
as you say, as you, Jeremy, said, or it was Yeshua saying, what we focus is where we put our attention, or what we focus on is what we see or manifest, or and as our guide said, we have also to choose and to focus on the bright side and to empower ourselves and to really focus our attention exclusively on what makes us happy and on the joy, on the light, on the laughters, and kind of forget all the dark sides and just really focus our attention on what is amazing, and probably the more we focus on that, the more we will be able to experience amazing reality,
Yeah, and I know Leo is really good at that. So
I
to
try to
bring
be.
that. Yes. Hmm. You haven't spoken much, Leo.
Well,
Uh,
I agree really with everything you guys are saying, and um yeah, I really don't feel I have anything much to add at this point. Do you guys have anything else that comes to mind?
I just yeah, I would just say, when you can, to the message to people is, if you bring in that love and the light, you expand with it, and then you begin to know more about yourself, and that's what this is really about. And in December, November was pretty intense. December, I feel, is going to be more resting, but also expansion in that rest. It's like going to come together as like a movement of, yeah, it's about coming together right now, and we'll see that with our families and connecting in Christmas, and so yeah, that's how I feel about that. I'll close with that. So thanks very much for the invite, and thanks for everything we've done so far. Yeah.
You're welcome. And as for me, the only thing that I will add is that, again, I can Ra and Ashtar were also very much on the same wavelength, because Ra asked a question to Yeshua that Ashtar wanted to ask also. And so there was or Ashtar wanted to say something and Ra said it. So it was again very funny to observe that either they really wanted to ask the same question, and or they wanted to say the same thing. But yes, this whole channeling, this whole trio channeling, they were very much really on the same wavelength, and so it was very smooth, very nice, smooth. So yes. So thank you, thank you all, thank you Yeshua for coming, thank you Ashtar, thank you Ra, thank you all of you for joining and for watching this video. Thank you again, once again, Jeremy. Thank you, Leo. And yes, wish you a great day, and thanks again to all of you for joining and watching this video.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.